it's Amy from Yosoboho. Welcome back to my channel and to another Thursday night thrift. Tonight we are shopping at the Goodwill in Eastlake, Ohio. We were in this area the entire day and I will be sharing with you 4 shop-alongs. If you missed the first one, it was at the Restore and that took place on Tuesday. So I will link that down below. But next week we also will have a Savers and a Goodwill. But let's not skip ahead. Let's take a look at what we found at the Goodwill in Eastlake. So right as we got in the door, we saw this smiley face mug and immediately thought of Yvonne from Thrifty Rich. If you don't know her or don't know her channel, check her out. Unfortunately, you can see there was some cracks, weird cracks on the inside. So I had to put that down. And I checked out this. Looks like a Capodimonte piece. Always chippied up. And I don't know what that was. But my aunt spotted this beautiful thing. Now, while I was looking at Yvonne's smiley face mug, my aunt spied this little guy. And of course, you know, she found it, so she had first dibs. But she said, wow, and I thought she was saying wow because it was so awesome. She was saying wow because it had a price sticker of $7.19 on the bottom. Now, I've tried to pull this up because I was looking for a mark. Most of these were made by Hazel Atlas. I believe this one is probably a Hazel Atlas piece. Most of the ones that I've seen are, that kind of are built like this. A lot of these just come with a plain top, like a red top. There's another one with this kind of top that I've seen with a red knob, but this blue knob is everything. I think this is so adorable. I don't think I'll part with it right away. I think it will live with me in my kitchen for just a little bit. I just love it too much. And it's not, this price was a steep price to pay for resale on this item. I've seen them listed anywhere from like $15 all the way up to like $35 or something like that. If I was to list this, I'd probably list it just because it's in pristine condition. I would probably list it on the higher end, but probably, you know, 26 or something, 26, 28. It's awesome. I'm just happy to have it. I think it's really cute. Next I saw this cool galvanized box. It was in a weird shape and just kind of neat. But when I pulled it out, I saw this little dude back here. It's a little hippo and he's so adorable. Isn't he adorable? Look at how fierce, little and fierce he is. Now, if you're not a member of the Facebook group, I believe it's Old Things Thrifters and Pickers. It's the Crazy Lamp Lady, Jocelyn's Facebook page. For the longest time, everybody talked about house hippos. Like, you had to have a house hippo. I don't know what the thing was, but I always laugh when I run into hippos when I'm out thrifting. This little guy was just hiding back there and it was fun to find him. When I went up to the register, usually the policy at most of our Goodwills is that you can't buy it if it's not priced. It has to go back into the back room. However, the guy at the counter took pity on me and he said I could have him for 50 cents. So he will be joining my miniature shelf. I have received a lot of requests to do a video on my miniature shelf. And I definitely will work that in the next month or so. I have a lot of content coming up, but I have not forgot about it, and I definitely will. All right, so back to this galvanized piece. I had to see what this was all about, and I think it's probably a case made for a certain kind of tool, just because of the shape of it. That's my guess, is that it was made or meant to hold a specific tool. It was neat. I do love galvanized things, but I passed on it. And then I saw this funny thing. Actually plugs into your cell phone. So you could have like an old-timey handset for your phone. It cracked me up. They had a $5.69 on it, but when I looked it up, they weren't worth too much money. So I passed on that. Now we're over in the figurines and ceramics, and look what I found. They're these cute little Tonala pieces. Those of you who have been with me for a while know that I collect Tonala pottery, which is a Mexican pottery that has kind of distinct painting, usually in blues and greens and yellows, and you also know, I mean, even if you watch this video, you know that I do miniatures because I showed you the hippo. I have never come across miniature Tonala until this trip, and I was so excited. They were in this little bag. They were $3.39. I probably would have paid twice that for them because they're just so cute. This is a little snail. It's even signed. Do you see that? Tiny little snail. He's adorable. And then this tiny little cat with the big eyes. Look at him. Just so cute. I think they're both signed. Yep, he's signed up here. Oh, I was so happy to find those. There was also a little bear in this bag. He also looks vintage. He has no marks on him. He's cute. I think I'll add him to my shelf too. He's a little bigger than, you know, some pieces. I like little things. These guys are not little, but they're small. This guy's a little big, but I'll be adding him as well. We're still in the ceramics and figurines area, and my aunt noticed this mermaid made in Brazil. I'm checking her out and I realized that there's a crack right across her face. She would have been a cool piece. And then my aunt found this other piece. It is a Napco-ware. Said something like the bird in the bottle inn. It had a really nice look to it. Again, not worth a lot, and it had this little chippy right here, so she passed on it. It did look pretty cool. Oh, and then we spotted some treasure craft back here, which we're always excited to see treasure craft stuff. This piece would have been worth pretty good money if it had both its coconuts. So we spent the rest of the day looking for a coconut. At least we spent the rest of this time in here looking for a coconut. We did not find it. And then I saw this really neat wooden box back here. It looked like a cigar box maybe, but it was in a different shape than you would normally see a cigar box. But look at the cool graphic on the inside. That surprised us both when I opened it. And yeah, I had to grab this, even at $4.49. This is kind of cool. I absolutely love the color of this box, the patina. I mean, look around me. You know I like dark woods, right? This is just cool, and the fact that it had this black design on here was nice. But the best part was when you opened it and this beautiful old graphic came out. I had a feeling it was something maybe 1930s because the hinges have this very cool kind of Art Deco shape to them. So I would say this is, you know, in the 1930s. This would have sat on the counter at a store with the cigars inside here so that you could just pull one out on your way, you know, as you're checking out. So, but it's absolutely beautifully constructed. Look at the dovetail rounded corners on this. Can you see that? Really nice. They're not worth a lot. I've seen them on eBay with a more updated graphic. So this is an older graphic for sure. There's one that has a white label with the same kind of woman and this little whatever harp or whatever. They only sell, I mean, I've seen them listed for like $12.99 or $15. This one does have a little bit of age on it, and I would say somewhere in the lower 20s if I was to list it. I might list it. I also might take it to the booth because this is one of those things that when you see it and you see the details, some of this detail may not be captured on photo. You know, who knows? If I saw this out and it had a $20 bill on it and I was a collector of old tobacco stuff, this would be a no-brainer for me. So I might stick a $20 price tag on it and put it in the booth. We'll see. Now I'm over in the wood section, and I found this neat piece. It looked like maybe a salesman's sample. You know, it showed different colors of leather dyes. It was neat, but I realized I was being kind of space invaded by this man who came over. You're not going to see him, but I was like, what is this guy doing? He was like right up against me, and I saw something I wanted, so I literally reached in front of him and just grabbed it. I could be pretty ruthless. Can you imagine me just like elbowing a guy? No, I did no such thing, but I did reach kind of past that guy to grab this beautiful rolling pin, and I have no shame. It's a good price. I have seen a bunch of these lately at the thrift stores. They usually price them about $5. They're not worth a lot, but these old ones with these great colors on the hand areas here, I just love. I think they're beautiful. And this one was priced $3.39, so I scooped it up. I think I can probably, I don't know, $18, $20 maybe on it. I'll see if it's something I want to post on eBay or if it will go to the booth. I think that's going to be kind of the common thread now, because we got that booth set up and we are selling stuff. So it's kind of like, well, what's going to sell there and what's going to sell better on eBay? I would like to kind of keep a large part of that booth more in line with my Yosoboho aesthetic, which is more boho. So this is more kind of, you know, vintage antique, and so maybe it'll go on eBay, but I'm not going to do the like decision making on the videos. I'll just kind of give you an idea. And of course, if you see anything that you like amongst all the stuff that I get, I'm not, sometimes I'm on the ball and sometimes the stuff is listed. So this, by the time you see this, this might be listed. If I decided, yeah, this is going to go on eBay, it might actually be there. But feel free to, you know, email me at amy@yosoboho if you see anything that I say I'm considering putting in the booth and you're like, no, I need that. Just send me an email. We'll figure it out. All right, so I just grabbed the rolling pin and I'm like looking around. This guy is still crowding me. I'm like, oh, what is here that he's going to grab that I can't grab? And then I did see they were putting some stuff out, including this bowl, and I grabbed it real quick. In that same aisle where I got the red-handled rolling pin, I'm competing with this guy who's now in my space. I looked down and I saw the woman who worked at Goodwill was putting out some new things, and she laid down this vintage bowl, and I could see from the distance that it looked like it was a hand-painted toll work. This is what is kind of known as toll, hand-painted bowl. I love these old bowls. They're made in Munising, Michigan, and they're actually, if you look in the light, do I have it upright? You'll see it a pressed in Munising in there. I know it's hard to see because they also wrote hand painted. They actually, you know, wrote that over it, but it is there, I promise. I love these bowls. I think they're adorable. I would love to have a huge collection of them. I have one that has a squirrel painted on the inside. This one has nothing on the inside because it's more of a utilitarian piece. It's probably maybe a dough bowl. You can put your dough in there and let it rise. This has a little bit of water damage, and it almost made me not pick it up because they had $4.49 as a price sticker on it, and that's a little high. But I'm going to do a little bit of work on this one. This one I'm going to do some sanding, and I'm going to use a little bit of food safe oil and maybe make this, you know, bring it back to life. And then I'll decide where it's going to go. If it looks like eBay is, you know, doing well. These are all over the place as far as pricing. I don't know where I'll be with it after I do this little fix, but if you're interested, like I just said, hit me up. Let me know if you've got a collection of these and this would fit into your decor. Let me know. Still in the wood area, and don't worry, my aunt came over here and we did go through this area very thoroughly. There was a lot of things on the shelf that even as I'm editing, I'm like, oh, did we check that out? We did. We were over here for a bit. But I did find this new with the tags piece, and I thought, why the heck not? It's kind of cool. It's new in its packaging. It was sold at Kohl's. It still has the Kohl's information. It was sold for $30, although this has been discontinued, so you can't buy these anymore. Really quick, very cool thing to do if you're out thrifting and you have your eBay app open. Go to the top where you'll see this little camera. I don't know how well you can see that, but if you hit the camera, you can choose whether you want to take a picture or you want to do a barcode right there. And if you hit the barcode, did it already see it? It did. It was already pointed at it. But if you hit the barcode and you scan it, oftentimes it'll pull up on eBay what a comp is, or at least what somebody's listed for. So let's see what came up. This listing is for $24.99. So somebody has it listed for that with an additional shipping. And this is nice. One of these in a box, non-breakable. It has a plexiglass, not glass front. So easy to ship, brand new. This one as well, they've got it listed brand new. I don't know, I might go a little bit more than that just because it's not something you can buy anymore. So it sold for $30. I think I'd probably put $29.99, you know, put it on eBay. And this is the only other one it looks like that I'm competing with. So once this one sells, then somebody's got to pay a little bit more to get mine. Seems like every Goodwill has that area where it's like, we don't know where else to put this stuff. Miscellaneous kind of things. So I'm looking at like bags of magnets and old Wilson golf balls and all kinds of stuff on this shelf. It's like, you know, the catch-all area. It's one of my favorite areas of a Goodwill, actually. That's my phone sitting there so I can quickly look stuff up. And yes, I have left it on the shelf before. It's not a smart thing to do. Then I found this, which was curious, and they had a pretty steep price tag on it, so I decided to take a look. This was the surprise of the day. I saw it on the shelf. It says The Way of Cartouche. I looked at it a little bit. I saw this card deck here, and I thought, ooh, it's like an Egyptian tarot card. I actually have a collection of tarot decks. It's a weird obsession of mine, but I have quite a few. So I immediately grabbed it because I thought I might be adding a new deck to my collection. However, this deck is not really like a tarot deck, but once I looked it up, I realized it was not going to join my collection. I was going to go ahead and sell it on eBay because these sell right about $100. I thought that was crazy. Now they did have it priced $8, and that kind of gave me an indication that I might want to look it up. You know, somebody obviously thought it was worth some money. That's the thing, when you go to some of these stores and you see some things and they look overpriced. And yes, I agree, Goodwill and some of these thrift stores, they're rising up to the demand, you know. We've made a reselling community. There's a lot of resellers out there. They are dependent upon some of these sources for their wares. And other people like you who are watching people like me are like, ooh, I want to go treasure hunt at the Goodwill. I encourage it. I really do. Go find your treasure. It's the best, especially if you're a collector. Go look. Keep an eye out at your local thrift stores because those things will, you know, you don't have to pay retail. You can go get them at a bargain, even if they are being marked up or marked higher by Goodwill. But sometimes if you look and Goodwill has marked something up like this, it was kind of an indication that I should look it up too, because somebody had done some work and they put a high price tag on what just looked like a book. And sure enough, you know, their $8 price tag was extremely fair, because I will probably get to turn this for about $100, which is amazing. So don't worry about the prices. The prices will come back down. Everything kind of cycles. Don't worry about the price hikes. You know, there's lots of places to find good stuff. There's flea markets, there's garage sales, there's estate sales, there's all kinds of places. So the thrift stores, if they start to price us out of there, that's fine. We'll go someplace else. But we'll still go there and we'll find those treasures that they might not be aware of. And, you know, maybe sometimes they'll give us a little clue that something might be a treasure that we might not even know. So just take a look. I had seen this on the shelf when I first went in. I left it there because it was one of those things that, you know, I'm not shopping for myself these days. I don't need anything. The little miniature Tonalas, yes. Actually, this entire day, those little Tonalas, these little guys, and this piece were the only things that I truly found for myself. Now, I know I talk about keeping this guy for a little bit, but he will get resold, and this guy is going on a shelf. So I'm talking backwards. You're like, what are you talking about? You're keeping everything. No, really, I'm not. But the two things that I did purchase with no intent to sell them were this piece and the two little Tonala pieces. I do not have this color. This is like a cranberry kind of pink. It's very pretty. I usually like to find them in crackle glass, but I love the small pitchers with the clear handles. And that's kind of what my collection is building out to be. If this was crackle glass, it would be awesome, but I have not found a pink colored crackle glass, and this one is at least in that color range, and I'm excited to add it to my collection. I would also like a purple one. These are pink and purple were the only two colors that I'm missing from my small pitcher crackle glass collection. That was it for this store. Mind you, this is only half the day. We had a couple more places to go. So those will be next week, and I'm excited to get there. But I had a pretty good haul in this store, in this Goodwill. What did you like best? What were you surprised by? Is there something that you would want? Let me know. I'd be interested to know. I appreciate you so much for watching. Thank you if you are a subscriber. I love having you as part of the Yoso tribe. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing and hitting that little alarm bell so you know when I put up a new video. Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes on the weekends. Please do me that favor, leave me a comment below. Tell me what you saw today that you liked, or just say hello, hit the like button. All those things help my channel so much. And if you can share it, share out so we can continue to grow the community. But yeah, I will see you